Hi, my name is Don Giandomenico, and I'd like to demonstrate for you the newly completed GR-1 turbojet engine. I'll go over some of the parts I used to make the engine, and then we'll fire up and see how she runs. As you can see, the turbojet engine is based around an automotive turbocharger. I picked this particular turbocharger because it had the flanged base on both the inlet and the exhaust side, which made it easy for me to make the modifications necessary to build the engine. The second most important part of this engine would have to be the combustor. That's what takes the fuel and mixes it with the compressed air to make the hot gases to drive the turbine. I have the oil cooler stage, I have my ignition, and my fuel cutoff solenoid. You can see my battery here and my power panel, and on this side you can actually see my throttle valve, which is pretty much a modified ball valve. Well, we can see on this side I have my oil tank, and it actually doubles as a heat exchanger. It takes the expanding LP gas that's burned in the combustor, and it uses it to cool the oil coming out of the bearing drainage gallery out of the turbo. And we can see my oil filter, and we have my ignition box, and then part of the oil pump, there's the motor for the oil pump. This is the power panel and gauges used to run the GR-1. Over here we have the oil pump switch, the fuel flow switch, the ignition coil. This would be the exhaust gas temperature gauge or pyrometer, emergency shutdown switch. I have an oil pressure gauge, I have fuel pressure, and I have diffuser pressure. It's the same thing as combustor pressure. This is the pressure inside of the combustion chamber. And to operate the GR-1, the first step would be to turn on the oil pump. And you notice I have a red light here. It will turn green after I have 25 pounds of pressure. And now I have a green light. This allows me to turn on the fuel flow switch, which I should have a green light for operating. I can shut down the fuel switch by hitting the emergency shutdown button, which also has a tone to let me know that a fault has happened. After I turn the fuel on, I can spool it up with my leaf blower and then hit the ignition coil to fire the gas off. Well, let's go ahead and hook up the fuel and give her a try. Well, I hope you enjoyed my demonstration of the GR-1. Thanks for watching.